This study brings to light what has been obvious to many people, but too often dismissed about the human rights agenda in the United States and how it impacts transgender and gender nonconforming people. Transgender and gender nonconforming people face discrimination at every turn, in childhood homes, in school systems that promise to shelter and educate, in harsh and exclusionary workplaces, at the grocery store, at the hotel front desk, in doctor's offices and emergency rooms, before judges, and at the hands of landlords, police officers, healthcare workers, and other kinds of service providers.
It was difficult. I felt that I couldn't return home to my family. She was a runaway. I left the reservation. I left the comfort, the somewhat comfort, I should say, of living on the reservation with my family because of the unacceptance, because of the looks, the stares that just made me too uncomfortable to be there. And so I endured homelessness as well. I moved to Los Angeles in 2006, and I finally decided that after all of that I'd been through, that I was actually a strong woman, and I changed my life. I turned it around. I'm very, very happy to see that resiliency is actually a part of the summary, because without my resiliency, I would not be here today.
As a transgender person, I would say the best way you can support transgender people is to first acknowledge that we do exist. Transgender people are first and foremost human beings. Like anyone else, they should be treated with dignity and respect. Allow me please to reiterate, being transgender is not an option or choice. It is a birthright, just like being born into a particular race or culture. We are all God's children, and none of us are perfect. We all have issues within our lives and our families. Therefore, we must check our judgments at the door.
This study that the task force and NCTE has just published is groundbreaking, but it's really not saying anything. We now have numbers and statistics, which is what we need for people, I think, to really take these issues seriously and our community seriously. But these things that are going on in this community, the discrimination, the transphobia, the homelessness, the employment non-protections, not being able to find housing, living below the poverty limit, it happens all the time. It's serious. It's not just something that you see on the Maury Povich show or you see in the tabloids. These are real people. These are people who have jobs. These are people who have families. These are people who are just like you. We are you, really. We're your journalists. We're your taxpayers. We're your constituents. We're your doctors and your attorneys. And we're not unlike anybody else.
This is the work that the task force sees as a key part of our mission to build the grassroots power of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community. Information that will help at every level of our advocacy in the hands of activists across the country. We are so thankful to every person who participated and shared their stories and the details of their lives. Sometimes painful, but also remarkably resilient.